Good morning. Good morning. Oh, come on, man. Good morning. Good morning. It's truly an honor for me to stand before you guys and talk about this great and much needed resource that we are providing for the community. So I want to take this time to thank our city Brett, Dominique, and his team. Please give him a round of applause. The infamous Catherine, the United Way. And of course, my guy, my frat brother, man, Red Rock. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here and for showing up for the people of Freedom. Today marks the launch of Newark Prosperity Hub and the start of the 2026 VITA season, both of which represent a shared commitment to access, coordination, and economic opportunity. I want to thank Brick, United Way of Newark, for its leadership in advancing this work, for bringing partners together around a clear, community-centered vision. I also acknowledge, obviously, my guy, my frat brother, David Rockins, our public partners, and our many community-based organizations who continue to support residents across our city. I also want to thank my other frat brother, my councilman here in South Florida, Councilman Council. Let's give him a round of applause. You better go on the list, that's why they let you heard of me. At Leaders for Life, we work with employed, engaged individuals and families who are doing their best, yet still struggling to get ahead. Many are Alice households, asset limited, income constrained, and employed. For these families, financial stability is not about extras. It's about covering the basics, reducing stress, and building consistency. This is why the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program matters. VITA helps residents keep more of what they earn by providing free, reliable tax preparation. It also allows families to avoid costly fees and access important credit, such as earned income tax credit and child tax credit, which can total thousands of dollars for many households that return go directly towards rent, utilities, child care, food, and debt. This year, trusted community-based tax services are more important than ever with the elimination of the IRS Direct File Program. Demand for VITA continues to grow. Last year, more than 6,300 returns were filed through this program, demonstrating both need and trust. The Newark Prosperity Hub on this foundation by connecting tax assistance and financial education, saving strategies, and debt reduction efforts. It is designed to reduce barriers, strengthen coordination, and help residents move towards long-term financial stability. Leaders for Life is proud to partner in this effort. We believe economic security is essential to workforce success, educational outcomes, and overall family well-being. As we launch the hub and begin this tax season, I encourage residents to take advantage of these resources and partners to continue working toward a focus and accountability. Thank you for your time, your partnership, and your commitment to the people of this great city. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. White. And good morning, all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Councilman Council for being here. Thank you to Mayor Baraka for joining us this morning. I'm very pleased to announce today that we are unveiling the Newark Prosperity Hub, which is the evolution of what we relaunched about 10 years ago, known as the Newark Asset Building Coalition. And the mission of the Newark Prosperity Hub is to be not just a resource, but an actual community hub for Newark's residents. We've consolidated the city's best financial services and programs into one digital and physical home to meet residents exactly where they are. The hub guides residents through 6 critical stops on the journey to stability: employment and income, banking and savings, debt and credit, housing, which includes home ownership and rentals, wealth building, and tax support. And that's what brings us here today in terms of launching our 2026 VITA season. The tax season is the perfect time to launch the hub. For most families, a tax refund is the largest single cash infusion they will receive all year. For many residents, this frequently exceeds $3,000. Through the Newark Free Tax Prep Initiative, we are ensuring no one has to pay to file their taxes with their own money. And this year, there are 9 in-person locations across every ward in Newark, plus a secure virtual portal at getyourrefund.org. And even online, the IRS certified preparers, they don't just file, they also educate, they check the return, they walk every client through the return so they understand their financial standing. So I just want to say, in launching our Newark Prosperity Hub, I want to thank the City of Newark and Mayor Baraka for his vision and leadership around his financial empowerment plan for the city. This is a true partnership around that. It's a true partnership around the VITA program. This has been going on every single year, again, in partnership with the City of Newark, providing residents that free service. And oftentimes, folks will ask me, why taxes, right? It's about the most exciting thing, right, that people would want to talk about. And what I tell people is that taxes, especially the VITA program, is often the entry point for people towards financial stability. They're coming in because they make under a certain amount of money, they're working, and it's an opportunity for us to talk to them about what their financial goals are. Maybe they want to open a bank account, maybe they want to open a savings account, maybe they want a financial coach. Maybe they're ready to start saving for their first home. This is critical services that they can have access to once they come into VITA. The amazing part about VITA is, as Dr. White said, that over 6,300 returns, that's on any given year between $6 and $10 million back to the City of Newark into the pockets of residents, which, as we know, turns into local economic return. It also saves the community about $1 million a year in tax filing fees and $1.2 million a year to families for the earned income tax credit. This is critical. We want to make sure that all of our families who are eligible for the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit are claiming those credits because, again, it's cash back into their pockets. So the call to action today is for you to go to our website, which is newarkprosperityhub.org. There's a map. No matter where you are in your financial journey, you can go to the website, figure out what your entry point is, and get services from there. So I also want to quickly list all of the VITA sites in the South Ward: Leaders for Life, Weekway, Family Success Center, Gateway, Academy Charter School. Thank you to our partners at BRIC. In the Central Ward, we have New Community and New Jersey Citizen Action. In the West Ward, we have our partners at the Urban League. In the East Ward, we have our partners at the Ironbound Community Corporation. And then outside of Newark, we have East Orange and the Bloomfield Public Libraries. You can also go online, as I said, getyourrefund.org. And you can also find the full directory of VITA sites on the Newark Prosperity Hub website. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce my mayor, Mayor Raz J. Baraka. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Catherine. It is a pleasure to be here. I just want to thank Tariq White, First Leaders for Life, and the work they've been doing up here in Clinton Place for a long period of time. I want to thank you for continuing that work and partnering with us and doing what we're doing here today. Obviously, the councilman here of the South Ward, thank you for your work. Brick in the building, as usual. Anything that's happening, they involved in it. We appreciate them as well, and of course the United Way. What we're talking about is households that were referred to as ALICE, asset limited, income constrained, but employed. You're talking about people with jobs who go to work, who may have assets, but still not enough money to take care of the basic needs. And Newark is involved in this, the city, because we have an empowerment blueprint. We've launched the guaranteed income a while ago for about 400 families. We infused unfettered cash into their households without any, hoops that they had to jump through. They didn't have to give blood or fill out a long list or wait in a line that reached around the corner. They just got this money and they spent it the way they needed to, and mostly spent it on their households, right? On rent, on bills, on school, putting themselves back to work, all of those things. And we know if we give families an opportunity to get their hands on some cash, that they'll use it and it'll empower themselves. This is really what this is, how to extend or expand earned income tax credits, how to expand child tax credits. These things that are already available. Your tax returns allow you to get this money. Sometimes we leave it on the table because we don't have people talking us through it or coaching us through it or a place to go, or they're going to charge us too much money in order to get the money we're supposed to get in the first place. So this becomes incredibly important, this work. A lot of folks don't see how important it really is. But look, we know that just $400 has an incredible impact on households. Just $400. If we give somebody access to $2,000 to $3,000, that's tremendous. And so we want to be able to do that, which is why we're partnering here with the VITA program and want to make sure that this is successful. We just got to spread the word and get as many people engaged as possible. The Prosperity Hub is how you do it, because it is in people's neighborhood. It is located in their community. They can come here, be a part of it. They don't have to go to City Hall or any of these other places that may be intimidating. People asking them a lot of questions. They got to give up their ID, all kinds of stuff. You can just come here, get what you need, walk out with an opportunity to get cash to pay the bills that you desperately need to pay in your house. So we're excited about it. We want to have these, as many as we could, all over the city. Is exactly what we need, and we need to fight as much as we possibly can to get the state and the federal government to expand more on earned income tax credits, to get more people the opportunity to get child tax credits, to get money into households. People can take care of their children at very young ages, so people can pay their electricity bills that are going through the roof, pay their health care bills, send kids to school, and reducing their stress in their household at the same time. So I want to thank all of you for being interested in this and all of the parties that are involved in making this a reality for many, many families today. And on behalf of the 300-some-odd-thousand families of the city of Newark who may benefit from this, I want to say thank you to them, even though they don't know that they should be a part of this, but we're going to make them know, right? Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I want to call up Jacqueline Piper, who is here from the IRS. I know, don't get scared. She's amazing. Jacqueline, come on up.
Good morning again. Okay, thank you all. What I want to do today is just talk a little about the VITA program. It's normally called VITA, but it stands for Volunteer Income Tax Preparation Assistance. And it's guided and run by volunteers. That's the great thing about it. Okay, so the first thing with the VITA program, it was established back in 1970. That's a long time, but it has improved. It grows every year because we get more people involved with the program. Okay, and that's the exciting part that IRS is looking at, that the community itself get involved with this program, and that the volunteers that are in it, they put in a lot of time doing this job. But I wrote a speech so I don't go over. And I'm starting to do that, okay. So the program itself, primarily it's there for taxpayers that earn around $60,000 or less, people with disability, the military family, it also seniors or non-speaking English individual. So we're there to help a lot of individuals, and that's our prime goal with the IRS. Now, the more, I'm wondering if that was me, and I think it is. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So it is the core part of the VITA program exists to remove barriers. And you guys all said it. It's there to remove barriers in the sense of their financial educational, and logistics to prevent people from being where their tax obligation is not correctly reported. And a lot of people are afraid to even come into the system. Now, one of the most important aspects of the VITA program is the power to entitle our volunteers. And that's the main thing I wanted you guys to know, that the volunteers are accountants, they're students, they're retirees. They're just people in the community that put their time in, and now IRS, they have to be certified. So annually, these people are spending and dedicating a lot of hours just for this program, not getting paid. Okay? So we need to empower them to know we do need them, and every year we're looking for volunteers. All these community organizations cannot exist to do this program without volunteers. Now, each volunteer represents hours of time, like I said, that they donate. But a part of what they do is they educate families. They're there showing them that the refund that they receive, there's means where you can use savings. They use this money that they're receiving as a refund, one, to pay rent, to pay medical expenses, or just to buy groceries. Beyond the financial savings that the volunteer is providing, they're also establishing a trust in the community. Okay, because it's easier to come in to Leaders for Life and you have a friend here. Because every year you're coming in, they know Miss Linda. So they know she's here, and that's the great thing. Like the mayor said, you're not going to City Hall with a lot of bureaucracy. You know Miss Linda, and she's a part of your community. And you will come to an organization that you feel comfortable in. Now, the program itself, one of the reasons IRS feel this is an important program, it actually gets people to file for the first time. And another thing that the program provides is you may have went to one of those preparers who their job is just to make money, okay, and these outrageous fees. But when you think about it, come into the VITA program while we're bringing them into the system. Because remember what the tax system is about, volunteer compliance, right? So eventually, it's assisting IRS with that hope of getting everyone to pay their fair share of taxes. Because a lot of people think because their income is so low, they do not have a filing requirement, and it's incorrect. Okay, even with low income, you may have a financial obligation, but it also does something else. It gives them a credit. Although they don't have a tax liability, the only way to get a credit is to file. So if they don't file, what are they losing? The earned income tax credit, that can give them $6,000. The child tax credit, it can give them $2,000. So that's $8,000 they're leaving on the table just not filing because their income is so low. So it's important to remember that the major part of this, it brings the individual into the system and it provides them with the needs that they are to have, okay? Now, from IRS perspective, VITA is a cost-effective compliance strategy. It reduces the downtime. Because you ever all try to call the 1-800 number to reach IRS? The burden is lifted off of IRS if returns are being done accurately. It slows down the system so you can get through to that 1-800 number. It takes the burden off IRS trying to make sure that the system works with these type of organizations. So IRS is proud to be a part of all that you do in Newark. Now, in conclusion, the VITA program is more than a free service. It's a public trust initiative. Volunteers serve as the bridge between the complex tax law and the everyday taxpayer. Because we're telling them the tax law in simple English. You know, it's not this complex idea that people don't want to deal with. You're there to train them, to educate them, tell them about the credits, and people listen to you. So we're very glad that you're a part of the program. Well, so with what that means to IRS, we know that it gives us more time to deal with other aspects of the service, because you have our backs doing this portion to lower the issues that we have to deal with. So I thank you all.
Big thank you to everyone here today. It was such a pleasure to see supporters, partners, tax preparers. What a wonderful community we have here. And so in just this last segment, we wanted to open to questions from the audience, the press, if there are any. Okay, in the back.
Tom Glover for the Newark Times. The question is, you spoke that there are 9 sites throughout the city. Do you have an idea or estimation of how many volunteers there will be in total, or how many there were last year?
Yeah, so last year we had almost 50 volunteers, which was a record number for our programs. This year we have a very large component that's going to be volunteering for our online program, which is www.getyourrefund.org/UWGN. So we have a lot of capacity for online taxes, which is great. You skip the line, you don't even have to wait. And this is all done through certified tax preparers, same group of people. So that's our biggest volunteer segment. We have a couple of others, community members that help out, some people that like to return every year. The longevity of the program, I think, is what's so, fulfilling for everyone too, as was said, coming back to people they trust and know. Any other questions?
What obstacles have you been finding that keep people who make below the $80,000 range from filing and getting assistance with taxes?
Dave, would you like to respond to that?
I think it's just education. We have to, the community itself, one of the things, we have to go actually do more outreach and let people know. It's not something to be afraid of to file your tax return, because the majority, that low income threshold you just stated, the majority of those individuals will qualify for some type of a credit. And every year, remember, the volunteers are being trained on the current tax law. And with the big changes where part of your taxes, your tip income, because we have a lot of Uber drivers, these gig workers, they're out there. Come in and get your taxes done, because a part of those tips are not taxable. So that means more money in your pocket. Or overtime, part of your overtime is no longer taxable. So it's education, it's getting out there, spreading the word, so people know, one, you won't have the fees, because they're providing a free service. And the volunteers here to tell you all these new changes in the tax law. So it's more outreach that's needed with education.
Thank you so much. And being here today, putting a spotlight on this program, our biggest hope is that people don't simply not know about it, right? So getting the word out is critical, so people know where they can go and how they can get there, that is the easiest and most accessible to them in their own community, in their own neighborhood.
This is Councilman Council. We're here at Leaders for Life as they break off into one of the prosperity hubs on today. We're grateful and thankful for the partnership between United Way, City of Newark, Mayor Raz J. Baraka, as well as Brick Network and Leaders for Life, who has been doing an amazing job here on the corner of Clinton Avenue, providing resources for families and young people along the lines. And we just want our residents to know that this will be a place where you can be able to come and sit down and get your taxes done through the VITA program. And so we look forward to every one of our residents to taking advantage of this opportunity to be a part of it, and know that you can come into a friendly environment and feel safe and secure, and ensure that not only are your taxes getting done in a profound and a proactive manner, but you're using every resource and every dollar to your advantage. And that's what we want to offer here, not just tax information, but resource information and guidance about how do we use our dollars and cents here at this location. I'm glad to be able to share here on today to find out there are 3 locations here in the South Ward, one at Weekway Success Center, here at Leaders for Life, and also at Gateway Academy.
Free tax prep is essential because the average taxpayer will pay $300 in fees alone just to get their taxes done, just to get the money back that they earned. So this program is essential because it gets cash back into the households of the people, often who need it the most. And on average, the taxpayers get about $3,000 on their refunds. So if you come to our programs and get this service, we hope to maximize your refund and get as much cash back to your family as you are owed. And we really emphasize important tax credits like the Earned Income Tax Credit that helps working individuals and families, which is often overlooked or left on the table. We also help with the Child Tax Credit, which is critical, both state and federal tax refund.
Hi, my name is Linda Jones. I'm a site coordinator, and I've been doing taxes for years. I enjoy it because I love to help people. And they come back every year to see me because, we get along good, and I make sure that they're taken care of.
Count of 3, tax refund, 1, 2, 3.